Howdy, this is Lemmy with RevZilla, here to talk to you today about the Michelin Pilot Road 5 tire. You should be checking out a Pilot Road 5 for your bike if you have a sport or sporty bike and you're looking for a tire that's going to be great to commute on but can also handle some really spirited riding on the weekends as well. Now these are currently being made in a pretty wide variety of sizes. We're seeing rear tire width from 150 right on up to 190 at the current time. All those are going to be in 17-inch rim sizes. These are again going to be great for those of you on sport bikes or sporty motorcycles. They're all W rated, so whether you've got a middleweight brawler or one of the big boys, this tire should be able to handle whatever you're going to throw at it. So to give you a little bit of background on the Michelin Pilot Road 5, we really have to look at the Pilot Road 4 too. Now, if you've ever followed our videos, checked out Common Tread, you know that we're huge fans of the Pilot Road 4 here at RevZilla. That's me personally, that's also us as a company. It's a staff favorite pick just because it works well for so many different riders. So we were all really excited to see the Pilot Road 5 come out, and this thing really builds upon sort of that giant legendary status I think that the Road 4 had. Now, Michelin didn't just scrap everything and start over. Instead, they were actually trying to refine that tire a little bit. It's not new and improved. It's just improved. Now, the good part about this, of course, is that you retain a lot of the great characteristics of the Pilot Road 4. We're going to walk through some of that stuff in there, but it is important to know that this is a different tire, even though it does look a little bit similar. They tried to improve wet and dry grip. I think Michelin was very pleased with the way the tires wore. The mileage was excellent, and that's probably feedback they got from their customers. So rather than throw out the usual banter about increased grip and increased mileage and everything got better on the tire, Michelin was actually very honest and direct. They wanted to improve the wet grip, and they also wanted to improve the dry grip, and that was what they focused their efforts on. So we'll talk dry grip improvements first, and we're going to have to talk about some stuff you actually can't see on the tire here, and that's Michelin's ACT, their adaptive casing technology. Now, without getting super technical, what that basically does is keeps the body plies thin across the face of the tread, but much thicker out here in the sidewall, and that thickness helps to give you a real confident feel when you're in the corners. The sidewalls don't tend to want to tuck under, they don't fold, and they give lots and lots of feedback. When you have a really stiff sidewall, the pavement feeling is transmitted directly through to the chassis. It gives you a good idea of what the bike is doing underneath you. Now, when it comes to dry grip too, one of the other improvements they made too was to the compound in this tire. Now, those of you who remember the Michelin Pilot Road 4 know that it was a dual compound tire. Michelin used their 2CT in there, and 2CT compound means that there was a wider strip down the center of the tire of hard rubber, and that was to provide good wear, and then off to the sides of the tire and the shoulders, there was much softer compound laid in. Now, the front tires on the Pilot Road 5 are the exact same way. They're that 2CT compound. However, the rears now go to a 2CT Plus, which is similar but a little bit different. Rather than having 3 distinct rubber zones, what there is actually is a base layer of that stiffer rubber across the entire face of the tread, and then the shoulders are laid in on top of that. So again, what that's going to do is provide stiffness to the tire. It's going to help increase your cornering confidence. It's going to give you lots and lots of feedback about what the tire is doing underneath you. Now, the third item that Michelin kind of attacked here in order to increase the grip, believe it or not, in dry weather, was by removing some of the siping. Now, we know, of course, that siping helps in wet weather. You'll notice the shoulders of this tire are relatively bare when you compare it to the old Pilot Road 4. You're seeing lots and lots of rubber here. Obviously, the fewer voids there are in the tread, the more rubber you're putting on the road, and again, the better corner and grip you're going to get. So this kind of shifts us, I think, into wet weather. So those of you who are somewhat keen observers will say, well, wait a minute, if they took siping off of the tire, that means the wet weather performance has to suffer. And that's not really true. What I think Michelin has done is by reducing their siping, they increase the actual amount of rubber you're putting on the road. So they made this siping they have work a little bit more efficiently. They improved the siping. The first way they did that was with their new XST Evo siping. So if you look at the sipes in here, the smaller cuts in the tire, these are actually not straight columns as they used to be. Instead, they're trapezoidal in nature. They're wider at the bottom than they are at the top. What that means is you're wearing away this tire, the sipes still have nice big volume because you're exposing that larger section there. Michelin's actually claiming that a Pilot Road 5 with 3,500 miles on it performs just as well in wet weather as a Pilot Road 4 that was brand new off the shelf. It makes absolute sense that this would work. If you can increase the siping volume, you can increase the amount of the tire, the amount of water that the tire can actually suck up and eject as it's rolling along. Now, one of the other cool things too I noticed about this tire, Michelin's not pushing this very hard in their materials, but I think it's really cool, is if you check out the treads themselves, you'll actually notice micro-siping on the sides of the tread. Again, it's going to increase the volume of water that the tire can grab and eject. It's a really nifty technology. I don't think I've seen it in a motorcycle tire yet. It's definitely coming over from the automotive world, but it's cool to see that technology in the tire. Michelin is basically making the existing cuts in the tire work a little bit harder. So I'm pretty stoked on this tire. If you're not picking that up from the video, these are just great tires. The Michelin Pilot Road 4 has been just such a fan favorite, I think, here at RevZilla. Our customers love it. We love it. The Pilot Road 5 to me is every bit as exciting. Don't take my word for it though. Click that info button. Check out what some riders who are rocking a PR5 on their bike have to say about it. Now, if you need a little bit more help with regard to sizing, fitment, or maybe even tire choice to figure out if this is the tire for you, you can always get in touch with us for a little bit more individual attention. You can get a Gear Geek by email, cs@revzilla.com, or you can always pick up the phone and give us a call, 877-792-9455. I'm Lemmy. I'm out of here.